Alright, hello everybody. It's a little bright here with my fish light, but we're going to clean some fish. So I want to show you how to get it done. You're gonna need is some fish. We got some fish from Derby we fished today. A bucket full of panfish to clean, some crappies, bluegills, perch. We're gonna make sure you can get all the bones out so it's perfect for even those who are a little picky. You're gonna need a Bass Times or a giant magazine, newspaper, something like that works. You will need a dish to put your fillets in with water in it, and a bag for garbage, and then one really important thing actually is a fish cleaning glove. So my buddy Dan Kirk at Dan Kirk Outdoors taught me this a long time ago. I just need one for my left hand. And because in my right hand is going to be the fillet knife. So let's do it. Alright, so you are on my counter here, in my basement little workbench area. We're gonna clean some fish. So the big giant crappie like this. So under pectoral fin, get up under the scales, slide down in. I'm gonna follow with the tip of the knife this top backbone, and I can actually feel the tip of the knife hitting the ribs in there as I poke it in. So it's hitting the ribs in here, and then I get below that, I can push it right through, and then angle the knife downward, slide it through. So I'm back into my original cut, and I'm following up over the ribs. Let's see if you can see that. So I'm following up over the ribs here with this. Now I'm going to go up a little ways, and eventually I'm actually going to cut through that rib cage. Finish this out, just sliding on down. Here we go. So side number one. Wasn't the best one that I've done, but it'll work. Side number two, we'll do it a little faster on this one. But here's where this fish glove is so awesome. It's the best idea ever. One, I've poked myself before with the fillet knives, and this glove protects you slightly, not 100%, but slightly from that. Now this, so now even with the fish glove, I'm gonna put my finger here, I poke it down pretty hard, and get started. And keep the knife angled downwards, and once I can get a little bit, I just keep moving my fingers forward. Angled, angled. And there we go. So I'm gonna put that in the water. So the reason you want to put that in water is the scales and anything that's stuck on there will loosen up in the water, and then when we rinse them before we freeze them or eat them, they'll be perfectly clean. Now with a big crappie like this, something I should show you here quick. So there's these bones that you cut through. So sometimes, so my kids hate it when these bones are in there. So sometimes if you have a bigger crappie or a bigger perch, I'll show you this with the perch as well, because it's even worse in the perch. You cut out this little middle strip here. Okay, so you end up with a fillet that's split like that, and then you have no bones that are in there at all. Take a little perch. Again, these have got tags on them because we fished a tournament today. Some of these made it to the board. And so perch, same thing. So I'm just gonna go through this. Perch, a lot of people like because they're a little easier to clean oftentimes. But that ease comes with, if you have a big perch, you'll end up with those bones in the middle, and they're right there. And this is a male, by the way, so we've got the sperm sacs right here. So that's a male perch, so that's the perfect one. That's what I like to keep when I keep perch. If I catch those big females, I like to let those go. Perfect looking fillet. But there's gonna be these little bits of bones in there, and so oftentimes if I know that my kids are gonna be picky about it, if I know I've got enough bone, you can cut a miniature little strip out of there, and then when they go, makes it so that they like eating fish better, which is good for me because I like catching fish. I'm gonna catch fish. I'm gonna eat some fish. There we go. So we end up with a still beautiful little fillet. Onto a bluegill. Same exact way for all of them. Bluegill has a little steeper ridge on their rib cage. Than the crappies. And so you tend to get a little less meat off of the rib section, but there's still meat there, that's for sure. The nice thing with bluegills, unless you get really big ones, you don't have to worry about those extra bones that are in there that you cut through in the rib cage. It's kind of like Y bones in a northern. Same kind of deal, but they're so small that you don't notice them. Even picky eaters don't notice them. So unless you're catching 10-inch gills, you're not going to notice those at all. So I'm talking a little bit of bones that fall right in there. And it's because of that steep ridge of their rib cage. As you go up it, you always end up with a pretty thin section of meat there. So I can leave that as a nice, perfect fillet. We're going to time a couple of these as well. So how fast can I fillet a fish? We just finished up, and now here's why this bass times is so perfect. One, it's huge. It's using a magazine, but I can just peel back a couple of layers here and peel it off. And I am ready for the next one. I wipe off my knife on this. I actually don't wash it beyond that. Maybe that seems a little gross. Every once in a while I do wash it, but not gonna worry about it today. Pull that out. My glove, same thing. Peel that off. I just set that to dry. It gets a little crusty and kind of weirdly smelly. I've been using the same glove for a couple of years now, and it's still going. So I dump my fish out, add water again to my container. So I'm ready, and just under a little bit of water. So let's see if we can find one that's important here. So we're just gonna give these all a rinse. Now what you're looking for are things like this, where you cut the fins off, and you've got these little things here. They peel off pretty easily. Sometimes they stick. Got a little extra down here. If you want to get that off, this, when you cook this, will taste really, really fishy and kind of gross. So not very good at all. And so that I want to get rid of. And so on both sides, just checking to see if there's a little piece of one on that side. So give it a rinse. And peel off any of those little pieces that you find. I always feel for any bones in the middle. So if I've got a large fillet that has some bones there, then I can remove them now. Again, so there we go. So then there's this piece right here that I need to peel off because that's not going to taste very good. No one's going to enjoy eating that. So I get rid of it. There are some bones in here, but they're really, really small. Those should cook out just fine. Actually, I take that back. There's one in there that's... So I can just peel this right down, and then I can peel out any bones. So here's the couple little bones right there that I'm just pulling out. Alright, so let's speed this up. And there we have it. All done. Ready to cook.
Better clean up all those scales.
If you want your wife to love you, make sure there's no scales left behind. Maybe we'll leave just a few just for fun. And the best part of cleaning fish is having a fish fry. If you want to see an awesome beer batter recipe, click the link down below. I'll show you how I do it. Make my own. It's easy. Bradley is cleaning his first bluegill ever. It's exciting. Maybe he'll get so good at it that I won't have to clean fish anymore. Got a decent sign off so far. Alright, we're gonna see how he did. There we go. We got our first bluegill fillet from Bradley. Nice job, buddy.
Nice.
Alright, yep. Ruby is being helpful. Good girl, Ruby. Yeah, good girl. Good girl. Helping Bradley clean fish. Yeah, good girl.